My name's Leon Garret. I'm located out of Seacoast, New Hampshire, and I own Kenco Plumbing and Gas. I am the owner of Kenco Plumbing and Gas. I'm also a content creator.
What's the biggest job site disaster you've ever been on?
There's been a couple. I think first thing when I got into the trade, I showed up to the job site. This is like a weekend. This kid was so drunk that he was in this not a crawl space, but a basement, trying to sweat a live water ball valve. And he got super dehydrated. He was sweating everywhere. Couldn't get it. He was so frustrated. He forgot he pissed in this Powerade bottle and drank it and threw up everywhere.
Oh wow!
That was my first week in plumbing, bro.
What's the strangest thing you've ever pulled out of a drain or a sink or?
A a Drano covered squirrel. It was like a skin squirrel. I didn't know if it was a cat or a rat, but it ended up being a squirrel. And we had to cut it open in this crawl space. Drano was going everywhere. You could smell the bleach. It was bad.
Ugh.
Yeah.
What would you rather get sprayed in the face with? Mystery water from an old pipe or accidentally dropping your phone into a porta potty?
The mystery mist, bro, for sure.
Would you rather get stuck in an elevator with your worst customer who won't stop talking about tankless water heaters or someone who won't stop talking about an issue with their toilet?
The issue with the toilet, for sure, 100%.
What's the craziest thing a customer has ever asked you to do?
Oh, man. Let me think. I wouldn't say craziest thing they asked me to do. Same job. This is the first job site I was on. So it's this lady came down. We were working on her gas pipe, and she came down and she screamed at us because we were in her house or whatever.
If you were to describe your job in 3 words, what would they be?
Rewarding, hard, and prosperous, I guess.
If your job had a reality TV show, what would it be called?
It would just be called Kenco TV, bro.
With your background of getting into the plumbing industry, what advice would you give to people that are looking to get into the trades?
I would say, and I say this a lot, I would say if you want to get into the trade, the first thing I would do is, if you really want to do this, I would obviously do your research, see what this trade entails, because this isn't for everybody. And you can kind of determine that just based off, say if you go first week, you should be able to tell whether that, I guess, it's for you or not. It's not an easy trade to get into. It takes a lot of hard work, and you get stuck in this rut, or at least I did, because during the first apprenticeship, you could do that comparison whether if you could go work at McDonald's making $20 or start an apprenticeship for $20, but you fast forward 4 years from now, you're gonna have that skilled trade, and you're gonna be making more than that $20. So I think that's always a dumb comparison, and it's very hard to translate to that somebody that's young, that hasn't really experienced too much yet. For instance, an 18-year-old, that's making that comparison, you just need to go through that first 4 years and kind of see what it's like on the other side. Because if you devote as much time as you can to it, as much as I did, it's always gonna, anything that, I don't want to say sacrifice, but that you invest yourself into, it's always gonna pay off in the end, and that's gonna show.
One tool that you can't live without?
Sawzall or ProPress. Yeah.
Is there a favorite one that you have?
Probably Sawzall.
Awesome.
My all-time favorite tool, for sure.
Well, one last question. If you were to give advice to anybody who's going to start their own company, what is the number one piece of advice you give them?
Just do it. The consequence that you try to think of oh, what if I do this and this doesn't work out, or if that happens. It's better than not doing it and then kind of having that regret, because if you don't do it all, then you don't get any reward. You'll won't be able to harvest anything at all. You won't have anything to show for it. So if you're going to do it, just do it. And I don't know if that's good or bad. That's how I did it, and because that's just what I needed to do, and that's kind of been, I don't know, it's been helpful to me. So. I was champion.
2 for 3.